Welcome to the Deeper Thinking podcast. For over half a century, Michael Parkinson epitomised British broadcasting excellence. Affectionately known as Parky, he transcended the role of a mere talk show host to become a cultural institution. From the early 1970s through the 2000s, Parkinson, his eponymous show, dominated British television and radio, solidifying his status as the nation's premier interviewer. His approach was warm, intelligent, and profoundly human, distinguishing him in an industry often driven by spectacle and ego. Unlike the high-energy comedy of American late-night hosts or the rapid exchanges of modern celebrity interviews, Parkinson's style was measured, thoughtful, and conversational. He had an uncanny ability to make guests feel at ease, encouraging them to lower their defenses and reveal their authentic selves. His guest list was a testament to his broad appeal. Muhammad Ali transformed their interviews into verbal sparring matches, delivering poetic reflections on race and fame. Dame Edna Everage, the flamboyant alter ego of Barry Humphries, kept him on his toes with razor-sharp improvisation. Hollywood icons like Marlon Brando, Lauren Bacall, and Madonna trusted him with their stories, confident in his curiosity rather than confrontation. Notably, Scottish comedian Billy Connolly credits a single appearance on Parkinson with catapulting his career overnight. For decades, Parkinson was the voice of British television and radio, guiding national conversations with charm, respect, and a quiet authority. His legacy is deeply embedded in the fabric of UK culture. This enduring influence makes the recent endeavour to resurrect him as an AI model both unsettling and fascinating. Opinions are divided. Some view it as a fitting tribute, while others see it as eerie, even dystopian. Regardless, it offers a glimpse into the future of media, with Jason Derulo as its inaugural test subject.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is a man whose journey from a young boy with dreams in Florida to a global music sensation has been nothing short of extraordinary. He's an artist with a so keen business acumen, a TikTok phenomenon and a devoted father. Please welcome Jason Derulo.
The voice is unmistakable, calm, polished, authoritative, yet the man behind it has been deceased since 2023. Derulo, seated before a microphone, remains composed. As a performer attuned to evolving entertainment trends, having mastered social media and digital innovation, he appears unfazed by the spectral presence of AI Parkinson. He smiles, nods, and engages as if this were any other interview. This scenario underscores a profound shift in the media landscape. The integration of artificial intelligence to recreate deceased personalities challenges our perceptions of authenticity and consent. While technology enables us to preserve and even extend the presence of beloved figures, it also raises ethical questions about the boundaries of such practices. The comfort and familiarity of Parkinson's voice, juxtaposed with the knowledge of his passing, evoke a complex blend of nostalgia and discomfort. AI Parkinson's voice carries the same measured warmth, the same deliberate pacing that made his interviews legendary. If you close your eyes, it could almost be 1981 with a young Billy Connolly cracking jokes, or 2004 with David Beckham discussing the pressures of fame. But something is missing, a flicker of unpredictability, a spark of real-time intuition. Jason Derulo, ever the professional, leans into the rhythm of the exchange. He speaks about his Haitian heritage, the vibrant multicultural energy of Miami that shaped his artistic instincts. His tone is reflective as he describes the sacrifices his family made, the uncle who, one by one, brought his siblings to America, the struggles of growing up in a household where financial security was never guaranteed. And yet, despite the weight of these memories, Derulo radiates gratitude. He recounts watching Michael Jackson perform as a child, mesmerized, determined to one day command a stage with the same magnetism. But his ambition wasn't born out of a desire for fame. It was the creative process, the sheer joy of performance that drew him in. I wanted to be like Michael, he says, not for the spotlight, but for the way he made people feel. It's a moment of raw sincerity, the kind Parkinson would have instinctively leaned into. A slight shift forward in his chair, an encouraging nod, a simple, "Tell me more about that." But AI Parkinson, for all its sophistication, can't read the room. It pauses, processing, analysing, selecting its next prompt from a structured set of possibilities. The silence lingers a beat too long. Derulo, unfazed, continues. He speaks about his mother's pivotal role in his career, the way she nurtured his talent, enrolling him in a performing arts school when it became clear that music wasn't just a childhood phase. He describes his father's relentless pursuit of his own dreams, a journey that kept him physically distant, yet left an indelible mark on how Derulo approaches both ambition and fatherhood. There's a part of me that doesn't want my son to feel the way I felt, he admits. It's a striking moment, one that should land with quiet reverence. Parkinson, the real Parkinson, would have let it breathe, allowing the weight of the words to settle. But AI Parkinson, locked into its script, pivots too quickly. It acknowledges the sentiment, then shifts to a new topic, breaking the spell. For all its remarkable mimicry, this is where the limitations of AI become starkly apparent. The essence of a great interview isn't just in the questions. It's in the spaces between them. Parkinson's genius lay in his ability to listen, to sense when a guest was on the cusp of revealing something profound, and to gently guide them toward it. AI, no matter how advanced, lacks that human instinct. It processes language, but it doesn't feel it, and yet the conversation unfolds with surprising depth. Derulo speaks candidly about resilience, about the challenges that shaped him, not just the struggles of his early years, but the setbacks that tested him later. He recalls the moment he fractured his C2 vertebrae during a rehearsal for his world tour, a devastating injury that left him unable to move, dependent on his family for the simplest tasks. I couldn't even tie my own shoes, he says, couldn't shower, couldn't dress myself, and in that moment everything was uncertain. Except for my family. That was the one thing I knew wouldn't change. It's the kind of reflection that, in a live interview, might have led to an unexpected tangent. A discussion on the fragility of success, on the pressures of the music industry, on the hidden toll of fame. But AI Parkinson, bound by its pre-programmed structure, moves forward with clinical precision. Derulo doesn't seem to mind. He shifts gears, discussing his relationship with social media, the way platforms like TikTok have redefined how artists connect with their audiences. He acknowledges the double-edged nature of digital fame, the accessibility, the creative freedom, but also the toxicity and relentless scrutiny. We live in a time where anyone can build their own platform, he says, but it also means you have to protect yourself, especially young kids growing up in this. It's a rare insight from someone who has mastered the digital landscape. And for a moment, AI Parkinson comes close to capturing the spirit of the real thing. It doesn't push, it allows the thought to sit, but the illusion remains fragile. As the interview winds down, Derulo turns the tables. "What about you, Parky?" he asks, half in jest. "Got any wisdom for me?" A beat of silence, a flicker of uncertainty. AI Parkinson isn't programmed to answer personal questions. It's a system designed to prompt, not to reflect. When it finally responds, the words are carefully curated from pre-existing scripts, lacking the organic wit that defined Parkinson's best moments. Derulo chuckles, letting it slide. But the moment underscores an undeniable truth. AI can replicate, it can simulate, but it cannot improvise. The conversation concludes, and the producers step in, reflecting on what just transpired. Parkinson's son, watching from behind the scenes, notes the strange duality of the experience. It was undeniably his father's voice, yet not quite his father's presence. The AI followed the contours of a Parkinson interview, yet something essential was missing. The human intuition, the unpredictability, the soul of real conversation. And therein lies the paradox of AI-driven media. Technology allows us to preserve, to resurrect, to extend the reach of legends long after they've gone. But can it truly replace them? As Derulo exits the studio, the producers exchange thoughts on what worked and what didn't. The AI performed admirably. It structured an engaging interview, elicited meaningful responses, and captured the cadence of Parkinson's speech with eerie accuracy. But was it Parkinson, or was it merely an echo of him, a digital ghost suspended between memory and simulation? The experiment is only beginning. As AI continues to evolve, so too will its role in entertainment, journalism, and beyond. But for now, one thing remains clear. Legends, it seems, are not so easily replicated. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Deeper Thinking podcast, an audio essay read by me, Holly, your digital narrator. Until next time.